Hello, hello. Good morning. How's it going, everybody? There, let's turn the music down a little bit more. My lighting is kind of a little weird. It's a little bit better. How's it going? How is everybody's morning? It looks like the only one watching the stream is myself. Unless someone comes in the chat and says hey. But here we go. So what we are going to do this morning is work on the Vapor API that I'm building for the iOS app. And I can turn down. There we go. So I will be trying to fix some issue that I had last time with Vapor and see how that goes. I have not planned any of this, so that will just basically be like, we'll see how it works, like debugging everything live. And then get into the next endpoint that I'm working on. Okay, so let's get started. Okay, haven't done this in a while. So I'm trying to remember how everything works. Okay. But yeah, if you're interested in any more streams, let me know, and we're still gonna keep doing them, basically. And be sure to like this video, and let's start looking at what we're doing. So we left off with an issue, and my watch is trying to connect. Cool. Oh wow, there's a lot of Mac options. I didn't notice that. We need to actually run the database in Docker. So let's do Docker compose updb. Hello, how's it going? Good morning, Anthony. How's your day? Hey, Kuba, how's it going? Ooh, you're watching from your new Apple Studio display. That's exciting. How is it? This probably isn't the most amazing stream because it's in 720p, but that's okay. I do that because I want low latency. So I want low latency between seeing the chat versus like when you actually send the chat, which it's still like a couple seconds here and there, but I have to stream at a lower latency for that to like properly work. Otherwise, it can be like 15 to 30 seconds between, and that's kind of annoying sometimes. But your display is big, bright, and sharp. It's so exciting. I don't even know what the resolution is of my display. Is it Raiden? How's it going? Okay, we are going to look at fixing the issue that we had last time with Docker, with Vapor doing the update right here. So we have the expense controller, we have create, read, update, delete, or the 4 actions we wanted to do. And we have create, read, and delete, but the update was giving us issues. And I have not looked at this since then, so possibly, hopefully, this can like just work, maybe? Or not just work, but I can maybe figure it out really quickly because I've taken a break, or we may spend the whole stream, not sure yet. Okay. So if we go to get expenses and hit send, we got a 200 back, and here are the expenses, and we can see that that worked, which is good. I'm gonna fix this warning. It's kind of annoying me. Apparently that doesn't throw. And database schema.delete field apparently is not async. Sure, so get rid of that. Okay, let's just build it again, and does that warning go away? Cool. Okay, let's get rid of this warning. What's this one? Oh, it doesn't return. Okay. I don't know how to fix that warning, so we're just gonna leave it there for right now. Is the backend using Vapor? Yes, so we are building the backend API with Vapor right now. But it hasn't deployed yet, which we will figure that out when we get there, because I am not sure. But let me look at... These are all of the tasks we have left to do, which, you know, is a good amount. We are currently doing the expense endpoint, and then we'll figure out which one should be the next one. I might open that. Let me open that on my other screen. So here is the sketch that we were looking at for how we planned everything. And we have account and category and expenses. Have we done all those? We have account, we have category, we have expense. Yeah, so we've done everything except the last one for expense. So really, one of the last endpoints we have to do is income. So I do not know if we will get to that. This stream, it kinda will depend on if we fix this bug really quickly. But if we do fix this bug quickly, then that's good, because it'll be easier to do the next endpoint. Oh no, we're having stream issues. Error, YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming. As such, viewers will experience buffering. Are you experiencing buffering? On my side, it says literally drop frames are 0. That's weird. What is my speed? Let's try to run a speed test and see how that goes. Also while streaming and see what happens. There's one little pause buffering, but nothing since. Okay. Okay, my download speed is good, so I'm gonna assume upload speed isn't awful. As long as it doesn't get into, like, very poor, I think I'll just keep going. Okay, upload isn't awful, but I'm also streaming at the same time, so maybe it is not too bad. Let's refresh this page. Oh, and it still says the same thing. We're just gonna go with it for the moment. Yeah, the speed test is not too bad. We'll just keep going, and if it gets worse, comment in the chat. But hopefully you like this stream. If you do, you can like the video, and hopefully that helps. Maybe liking the video will equate to, like, YouTube making it a better stream. Okay. I'm gonna keep that up. We'll just hope for the best. So the issue we have, let's run this. Click OK. We have get expenses works. Because we have one expense, I believe, in the table. Let's do a create expense. So the expense we wanted to create in this example was, can that be smaller? Okay, I can't get, that's weird. We're gonna make that smaller. We have category, account, ID, description. Is the, let's say, second expense. And then we'll mark today for the 30th and hit send. And we got back 200, which gave us back the expense. So if we look back to get expenses, do we have 2 of them in here? Yeah, 1 and then 2. Cool. But we have to fix the update is the issue. So when we uncomment this, we try to run it. The issue is with the update. So if we try to update one of these expenses, so we are trying to update, I believe it's this one. I think, do we copy everything over? Account is B780, that's right. Category ID is 043. Yep, ID is 173, BD. Okay, we're trying to update our first expense. Date 09. 0905, is that right? 0909. Let's keep that as that. Technically we can change the date, but then modified expense currency is USD. Okay, so let's try to update this one. And yeah, it's when we hit send on this, this crashes and we get parent relation not eager loaded, use dollar prefix to access. Okay, actually I might post in the Discord, the Vapor Discord right now. And maybe somebody will get back to me as I'm streaming and we can fix it live. Let's see what channel to post in. Is this a Fluent issue? I don't know. I'm gonna just go with Vapor. Actually, let me look. Okay, so here is the Vapor Discord. Let's post in here saying so we are doing routes, not routes, expense controller. Trying to update one record in PostgreSQL database. I'm getting... Okay, stream health says it's healthy again. It's been looking good on my side, so hopefully it's all good. So I'm getting this error when trying to fetch a record from the database. Okay, so we are trying to do this. Is that all? Yeah. Okay, so we have that part. Ooh, this is actually a fluent error, so let's actually put this in fluent. Copy, copy, go down to fluent. Mark as red. Ooh. Okay, I'm making an expense tracker app. Trying to update one record in Postgres database. I'm getting this error when trying to fetch a record from the database. Expenses is connected to, let's do, expenses connected to account. This is connected. So that is account, it's the parent for expense, but when we have account, that says nothing. Be a parent, okay. Okay, there we go. Everything's still looking good on my side. We are trying to do this. Let's grab my link to YouTube. Maybe somebody will join and have some insight. I'll just say next hour. YouTube, where's the link? Is it square brackets and then, will that post the link? Or is it the other way around? I always forget. Oh, no, it must be the other way around. Oh well, that didn't work either way. Doesn't really matter. So let's just keep that up. Let's see if anybody respawns. Maybe somebody will know the answer. Okay, otherwise, let's look at Vapor. Hey Martin, how's it going? We are working on the same issue that we left off last time, because so far I have not worked on this project without streaming, so like you all have seen literally every single step I've taken with this app so far. Let's do docs.vapor.codes. Martin, how's your day going so far? We're in Fluent. I think, is this a query that we kind of need to run? Let's see. It was never used. It literally is used right below here. Oh no, these are two different ways of trying to do this, I think, is what happened here. Allows you to create, read, update, delete models from the supports filtering, chunking, upgrades more, da 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 da. Yeah, we're trying to find an expense based on the ID. It's going, you're dealing with macOS system extensions, which require a reboot every time you make any changes. That sounds painful. Oh, I don't know if this would help, but something you could do is use a... There's an... I think it's an app. It's in alpha right now. It's not even in beta. It's developed by another indie dev named... I think he's an indie. He does more freelance, though, I think. His name is Leo Dion. He is working on... I think it's called Bushel is an app where you can virtualize macOS. So maybe it was if it's a virtualized Mac that you're working on as opposed to like your personal machine, maybe it'll shut down and restart faster. His Twitter, I think, is Leo G Dion, so you can try looking him up. Okay, this would query all. This would work. Ew, we use little squiggles. What are the squiggles for? That's interesting. Value and set. Value not in set. You can't. Tim, thanks for joining. You're the person who I could have wished to join. Okay, you said on line 46 you can't set relationships like that. Okay. That would make sense. I'll take a look. At this point, I'm close enough to doing that. You probably take longer to set up a VM. Yeah, Martin, it was pretty easy from what I saw in one of his videos. He has a YouTube channel as well you could check out. I think he does a little demo. So that... It didn't take long to, like, demo his VM. So hopefully it doesn't take long to set up, I don't think. Martin... Hey Casper, how's it going? Why'd you decide to write your own server with Swift and Vapor instead of Java with Kotlin or other technologies? Because I wanted to. That's it. Okay, definitely gonna look at virtualization. Cool. You need to access it via the property wrapper. In what way? Because I was looking... So I have both of these written, and I'm pretty sure I was doing both of these wrong, but I wasn't really sure. Because I tried to do this one, and this one runs into the error. So then I tried this one, and this one also did not work. But yeah, Tim, the relationship is you just have account like this. Because we just need the ID part of the account. And then account is just like your normal, has an ID, has a name. That's it. But so was this part wrong? And because of that, I'm writing the actual query wrong? Property wrappers, project a value. The query is fine, okay. I'm guessing I should use the top one. That's really the easier one. This one, I don't think I really need. It's writing the relation field, that's the issue. Okay, that makes sense. It's a quirk of Fluent. Ooh, awesome. Okay, so we did parent-child relation, which was that in here that we were looking at that for how I did all these relationships? I think it was. Relations, that's where it is. Okay, so I tried to do, yeah, it's a one-to-many, so we have parent-children. So I was going... I I need to access it via the property wrapper. I think I don't understand what that really means. Projected value. Ooh, we created this. We've accounts ID, is that right? We have accounts. So if I did where'd that property go from? Account.id. Account.id value. Okay, so I have that written correctly, right? So because of the way that relations work in Fluent, you can't call through the property directly because it won't exist unless it's eager loaded. Setting the ID is special case, but yeah, that was the thing. You need to go via the property wrapper's project value through the $sign. Wait, where do I need to put the $sign? Because I have that one. It's, oh, you said that. Controller code line 46. Oh, so that just needs a $sign. Do they both need one or just the first one? Well, we can run it again, and if we still get the same error, then we need to have the $sign on the other one as well. Probably both. Okay, let's see. That's running. If we hit send, we get the same error, so probably both. Not 100% sure that's how parent decoding works. We will find out. Okay, let's run. Okay, we're running. Postman. It worked! That was it. I was missing a $sign. Okay, so if we have amount 5,000, we got back the whole thing. And if we also do the get request, our first one now says modified expense, and it no longer says this is the first expense. That was it. Thank you, Tim. That's what it was. Okay, so I can get rid of this one because it's kind of obnoxious. So, okay. That makes sense. So I needed to use the $sign here to make sure I'm using like the eager loaded, otherwise it wasn't fetching the whole connection to accounts. Could I have read that in here somewhere and I just missed it? Because eager loading is 100% a... right here. And did I just not do it this way? Oh gosh, we don't need everything This is out of my knowledge league, but I am here to support. Love your work. Hi Ivan, thank you. I appreciate it. You can like this video. That will give me support. The code as it is currently stands doesn't use eager loading. Okay. I didn't think so because we didn't do something like this. Which looks like it uses eager loading. Eager loading, that is preload models relationship when it's fetched from the database. This is allows you to access relations synchronously without needing to load or fetch. So if you had eager loaded, you wouldn't need the $ on the left-hand side. Oh, okay. Interesting. The above example. Okay, yeah, because I was looking at this because it causes the query to build, or to also query another thing at the same time. Okay, so this is not eager loaded. So we are really just loading expense, but then because we want the ID from account, we needed the $ as opposed to loading the whole account model that's associated with this expense. Is that sort of what eager loading is more so? But you'll need it on the right-hand side. What I'd probably do is use a DTO for the update data that contains account ID property. Okay, I know that is in here. Let's look up. Okay, we are going to commit this because it built, so where was I? And I wrote half a commit message and then didn't finish it. That's funny. What was I doing? Okay, I was fixing that one. That was git add fix warnings. Update works. Tim, I'll put you on my commit message. Advice from Tim Condon. And I forgot. Oh no. There we go. Push. Okay, but if you want to access the whole account from the expenses, you either need to eager load it. Oh, who subscribed? Oh no. Was that Ivan? I can't tell. Yes. The words were like purple behind on my Xcode, which I could barely see at, but thank you for subscribing. I appreciate it. If anyone, Ivan or anyone else, if you're interested, I have a buy me a coffee link, which is where you can like donate a coffee. For me, if you like this content, it's totally optional. You definitely do not have to, but I have it available if you want. Okay, so Timmy said, if I want to access the whole account object from expense, you either need to eager load it or pull it down manually. That makes sense. And then what was it you said about the DTO? Well, you still need on the right hand side. You'd probably do is use a DTO for the update data that contains the account ID property. Do I want them to update the account? Because I could technically just like, when you update an expense, you could just only be able to update the description, amount, and date. You couldn't actually update the account. Could be one way I could do this. Or you just can't update the account. Could be another way. No, you should be able to update account. So, okay, we're going to use this DTO. Let's read how to do that. Not suitable for every use case. For certain situations, I need to use a data transfer object. So DTO representing the data structure you would like to encode or decode. Assume the following user, model, and upcoming example. Is implementing patch requests. That makes sense. Wow, Tim, it's like you wrote this or know a lot about this. Okay, these requests only include values for fields that should be updated. Attempting to decode a model directly from a request would fail if any required fields were missing. Example, you can... Man. Look at this. It's all here. Literally, right there. Okay. Update. We were doing update. We're doing a patch. No, I do a put. I cannot remember the difference. I think this one replaces the whole object is what it was, versus patch only replaces some fields. Giannis told me that in one of the streams. But yes, Tim, thank you for all the advice. I will look at the next part of this and see how that goes. Okay, so we have a user that has an ID, a first name, and a last name, but the structure of the patch is like that, which I believe is correct. That's what I'm doing. Oh no, I don't add the ID on the end of it. I pass it in as a parameter. But I could add the ID if I wanted to. Okay, Anthony, you have an interesting question. Let's go. How come testing in iOS development isn't as important of a skill from what I've been hearing from other iOS devs? Ooh, that's an interesting question. That is an interesting question. I don't have a good answer to that. My opinion, I would say, of that would be how, so I don't know if you've ever heard before, people sometimes called apps, they're called like fancy JSON viewers because they don't ever do anything except display JSON on like your phone. So think about like Facebook, Twitter, YouTube right now. We're just talking to our server and displaying that on our phones. And it's not doing like these kind of apps sometimes aren't doing like super heavy computation or anything. It's literally just displaying data that's called from a server. So because of that, a lot of what's tested is probably tested on the back end more so than on the client, meaning the iOS app. So I'd say that could maybe be why people have sort of kind of said that. But it's fun. We could technically write unit tests for what I'm doing right now. I just haven't, and I may not. Maybe we'll do it sometime. But that's what I would guess would be what people could possibly be saying. So it's definitely not a definitive answer. But testing on iOS is really cool. You should look at, what is his name? Is it John? I'm going through I put do not disturb on my phone, so I always have like a million notifications. Oh no. Is his name John? I think it is. Let me look up all the people I follow on Twitter named John. Is it Jon? Yes, John Reed. If you follow him on Twitter, it's Q coding, just like the letter Q and then coding. He has a stream on Twitch where he does like unit testing and stuff, and he's written an entire book about unit testing. So he would probably definitely have a different answer, meaning that like it is definitely still an important skill. It just isn't one of the first skills people learn. But that would be my guess, so it's definitely not something that's kind of correct, but I'm seeing it. But you should watch one of his streams. He streams on Saturday at like 1 p.m. Eastern or so, because I think he's like an hour behind me, so it's noon. No, it's just Q coding. There you go. Martin's theory is the culture of iOS dev descends from Mac development, which never had a big automated testing culture that has also shaped and been shaped by the testing tools. That could be a good one too, because because Apple is so locked into Apple, people haven't been able to make a lot of, or not make a lot of things, but the tool set is definitely different than other platforms because of it being so connected to Apple. But I would say it's just not one of the first skills people learn, because like you should learn how to code first before like you figure out even what you're testing. Because if you're trying to learn testing, at the same time like you're learning coding, because coding has a lot of aspects of like we do have logic in the iOS app, but we also just have the view side of everything, like UIKit or SwiftUI. So like how you go about doing things is kind of different than compared to if you were to do like web development. directly from a request or fail if one of the fields are missing. Example, you can see a DTO. Okay, how does this do it? Patch. We decode a patch object, fetch the desired user from the database. Its name was, if the first name was supplied, update it. Ooh, are these? Oh, they're optionals. Okay. Save the user and return it. Do I do that? I return this at the end, right? Yeah. Another command for customizing the format of your API responses. That contains an account ID property. Oh, okay. I think I know what he's getting at. So let's call. Let's make a new object. So when we patch or when we update an expense, yeah, we don't need the whole account object. We just need the ID of this. I see what he means. Okay, so we're gonna move this for right now. Let's create a patch expense. And I think, does it need to be codable? So this has let account ID is a string, or should it be a UUID? I think it's UUID, yeah, okay. Oh, and because if we make this optional, that means we only need to include the fields we want to update, and then we handle that update. Okay, that makes sense. Category ID. What else is there? We need ID. Let's call this expense ID, because there's lots of IDs going on. Expense ID, we need that to find it. Okay, we have date description. Let date is date, let description is a string, and currency, we are not letting people update currency right now. And we only ever changed account description amount. Ooh, amount, that's what we want. Amount and date, okay. So we want to decode a patch expense instead of an expense. Oh, and it freaks everything else out. Okay. Has no member ID. Yes, we are using expense. Should I? No, this can be called ID because the object is called expense. So let's call it ID. Okay, and ID is not optional. So we're gonna put that one. It'll look like this. Okay, so we don't need the $sign. We don't need a count. Okay, first let's fix this one by one. Expense, let's just call this expense because, or no, we'll keep it as expense from DB. What did they call it in their example? They call it patch. Let's do that. I kind of don't like that. Let's call it patch expense. Okay, we have our patch expense, and let's call this one expense, like the example. We have a lot of errors. So this is our patch expense ID. We are getting that. The one we will end up returning is expense. Okay, so we want to get, we don't need this anymore, so, or I don't think we need that. Instead, we are doing patch.account, or it's patch expense. Oh, and they did if let, yeah. If let Are they calling it something? Yeah. Oh, let's just call this account. If let account ID is equal to patch expense dot account ID, then expense dot account dot ID is equal to account ID. Okay, that's what they are doing for each property. So this allows us to have everything be optional, so we only need to pass what we want to update rather than needing to pass every single field in this way, like I had. In doing that, then we can update only the fields that we want to update. So, okay, if let, what are the other ones? We have account ID, category ID is equal to patch expense dot category ID. Okay, we have category ID, account ID, date. Let's call date equals. Oops. Is equal to date, and why don't I just copy this? And now we do description. We have account, we have description, we've done those two. Amount. Amount, description, date. Have we done them? Did we do them all? Okay, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, awesome. You still need the $sign on the account as it hasn't been eager lit. Okay. So that would be here. Okay, because we are not eager loading it, so we still have to put that there. Okay. That's funny. Having it separate can keep large projects tidy. If you ever need to make a change to your model properties, you don't have to worry about breaking your app's public API. Show can be shared. Ooh, yeah, that was one thing. Tim, if you are still watching, I was wondering about that. This is a Swift package right now, this expense tracker kit. But I have all the models are here. Can you make it so that, like, I make another Swift package or something and then import that into my iOS project so I don't have to write the models again? Is that something you can do, is import this whole package, like the Vapor project? Or instead, can I make one package, import that into the Vapor project, and import that into the iOS app to make some of the models? I was wondering about that, but I don't know if that made sense. Like, import that so then basically you just don't have to rewrite the models again. Okay, so let's do a get. What do we get? We have 5,000 and all those different things. Okay, let's do a put. And let's actually call this a patch. What you do is have models package and then both. Okay, cool. I may possibly do that. We will see. So we have our patch expense. And we want to make this a patch. There we go, because we had it as a put. Now, let's make our new update. So let's change amount to 9,000. Let's call this account. Spelled it right. ACC, oh yeah, account ID. But take it out of that little nesting. Okay, and then we need a category ID. So it looks like that. ID. Yep, is right there. Still like that. Date. Let's change the date. Let's say this will be today. It adds a dependency on Fluent in your iOS app, which you probably don't want. Yeah, that's true. So usually you create a package of DTOs, which are just the codable models that go across the wire, and then you go across the wire and are shared. But the DB models are separate, so you don't. That makes sense. Share your password when you get the user. Yeah, that makes sense. We may do that. I'm gonna screenshot that, so. We may implement that later. Yes, okay, somebody responded on my Fluent post. What I needed, or inside of the, what was it? Inside of the Discord, that's what I was talking about, was somebody responded, yes, I need the, what was I doing? Expense. Is equal to the $. Okay, reply. Expense from DD, yeah. Okay, cool. Somebody responded and pretty much almost said the exact same thing, so that's cool. Okay, so we have all of this. We are making our model better description. Let's call it patching and expense. And we do not need currency because we are not allowing people to change that right now. So this needs to not be a put, it needs to be a patch. And we are changing, okay, we're actually not even changing account ID. I don't even know if I have more than one account. Let's look at dbeaver. Oh, I think this wants to update as well. New version, we'll go there later. Databases, Vapor database, schemas, public tables. Okay, accounts. Do I have more than one account in here? I don't think I do. Yeah, we just have one account for right now. Technically, we could make one really quick, but let's just keep it to what we have so far. And if we look at our expenses, we have two expenses, one that says 1,000 and 5,000. We are editing the 5,000 one right now. So instead of modified expense, it will say something else. And we're changing the date. Let's change the date though, so it doesn't match the first one. Let's make it yesterday. Okay, here we go. Did I run this? No, I didn't. Okay, it is up and running. Send. And it didn't work because of the same reason. I have the $sign on this one in the right place. What did it used to look like? I had expense from the $sign or $$ account .id. I know, like, why do errors have to pop up? It's not like I'm writing my code wrong. Hey Jared, how's it going? How's your morning? Not eager loaded. It's the same issue. Wait, oh, category. Here it is. $. Yep, that's what it was. The rest of it should be fine, I'm guessing. Okay, running. Cool. Here we go. Send. Look at that! We got back 200. We got back our whole expense object. It says patching an expense. The date is now the 29th. The category ID is the same because we didn't change it. And amount is 9,000. So if we go back over here and click wherever reload is, I don't remember. Is this refresh? No. I don't even know where refresh is. Now it says 9,000, 29th, patching an expense. Look at that! It works! That's so exciting. Okay, now I know how to do this properly. That makes a lot of sense. And so if we... So because we're doing this different ways, I have... Oh, these are the expense ones. Let's create a new... Here we go. We can save that because we're going to use it. Where is our... Oh, clap, thank you. I appreciate it. This took so long to do. You know, it was just a $sign was missing somewhere. Okay, instead of expenses, let's create a new account. Did I call it account or accounts? I don't remember. I think I called it accounts with an S because we did look that up in one of these streams. We were like, should the endpoint be plural or not? And I think because that one is, we most likely made accounts also plural. Yes, okay. So let's create a new account. What does account have? Account just has a name and an ID, so we just need to make a name. Make a new body. That's header. Body. Raw JSON. And let's see. What's the first one? I called it checking account, I think. Yeah, checking account. Let's call this savings account. Hit send. Look at that. We got that 200. So now if we go to accounts and refresh, we have a savings account. Let's grab the ID property here. Go back to update expense. We can now do that. How do you... Can you comment out JSON? Is that a thing? Oh, it's just... That looks weird. Not intent does not support comments by design. Okay. Well, we're just gonna make a new update expense one then. Oh no. Copy, paste, patch. We'll copy that whole thing, which... There we go. Okay, so let's literally only... Ooh, who bought me a coffee? I can't see it. Aw, thank you. I appreciate it. I need to make that bigger. Can I do that? That thing is like so tiny. And it's already gigantic. I'm gonna just make it... Okay, I'm gonna make that bigger and see if that really does anything. So technically I cut off some of the bottom, but I think it only appears at the top. So if somebody else does buy me a coffee on the stream, we'll see if... Hopefully that animation is bigger. Because that's one thing I would love to add to my streams, is having like custom... What are those called? Custom notifications? That would be super cool. But I don't have time for that at the moment to make myself. Okay. So here we go. Let's do a patch on this one expense, and we actually also need the ID property. And what expense are we going to update? Let's update this one. So the ID property of this one is that. So because we made this patch expense, we only need ID and everything else is optional. So if I include ID and account ID, we should update this one expense, and all it will change is the account's ID. So let's try it. Send. Look at that. Here we go. If we go back, refresh this. Oh, yeah, it was this one. That was the one we were changing. Okay, but that did change. There we go. It now says CD. There we go. It's so pretty. It's beautiful. Okay, we need to make a new folder in our project. What do we want to put? DTOs. Inside of app, new folder, DTOs. And inside of here, we have patch expense. This is so pretty. It's so beautiful. I think we just need, yeah, we only need foundation. I don't think we even need anything else. Okay, that is patch. That is all good. That was so beautiful. And now we know you also can't comment out JSON, or it's not supposed to be commented. Okay, so what do? We changed put to patch. We changed the whole update. And we add a patch expense, yeah. Git commit. And fix update function in expense controller. That was so beautiful, guys. That was amazing. DTO is a data transfer object. Right here. I'll drop the link to that. So the DTO basically means, so we wanted to update our expense. Instead of using the expense object that we use like with Fluent when we're just querying the database, like right here with expense.find. Instead of doing that, we are actually sending the API a patch expense, which is our DTO, the data transfer object. So right here, that allowed me to only send ID of the expense we want to change and account, rather than having to send all of the properties of the expense. I'm literally only sending the ones that I want to change. And we can see that because we have ID, and then all the properties that we want we will let the user change are optional. So we only need to send the ones that we want to change, which is super cool. Like if we change this to amount and make this 100, we just hit send and it sent. And now if we go back here, I don't remember which one that was. We could see whichever one starts with an A, the second one. So we go refresh and now it's 100. It's so pretty. Never knew the name for it. Yep. It's so beautiful. I want to cry. That was amazing. Okay, let's look at our project management board to see. Okay, I'm gonna close Discord on my computer because I don't need it, because Tim answered my question and that was beautiful. And so here is my little planning project. So we had, if we zoom out, a lot of different sketches going on here. And then high fidelity, but here we can now finally add. Check, we did update. And let's align these because it bothers me. There we go, we did expense, and we can look at, oh geez. Linear, check, yes. Check, update, we did that, and now we move this to done. It's beautiful. Do we have any more? The last we have is income. And looking at this, where is that task? We have a bunch of charts. Income endpoint. Let's do that one. Move this to in progress, and income is when you receive money. So yeah, everyone who's watching, this has been a great stream. We've only gone for like a little over an hour and we fixed our issue. That was so beautiful. Okay, let's do the income endpoint. What all do I have open right now? Okay, we can close this because we know how to do this, meaning we are going to copy and paste a lot. So let's keep this one as, how do I name this thing again? There we go. Okay, just click Command S. We want to call this update, let's call it patch expense. And it will be saved in there. Hit save. So we have two different ones. There's update expense, which updates all properties, and then I just made a new one just called patch expense that only has one of these. But this Postman allows us to save all our requests, so I can like close these ones because we don't need them anymore. But they're still here, so I can open them up if I need them again. And this one was creating a new account, but we will now. See, here's the funny thing about English, along with many other things. Our endpoint is going to still be called income, not incomes. I think. Because incomes sounds weird, I think. But maybe it will be. We can close migrations. We don't need that. We could keep models open, and we need a new controller. Let's call this. This will be our income controller. Open that, close those. We will need to add it there, so let's call this controller, spelled correctly. Is my stream still going good? It looks like it's still healthy. We had an issue this morning, don't know what that was about. YouTube didn't like it for a minute. Know what we are going to do? We are going to copy this whole thing. Not the whole thing, just part of it. We don't need that. And we're missing one more. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so we are calling this income controller route script, and we want to call this, should it be income or incomes with an S? It could be incomes because you're receiving multiple income transactions. Let's make it plural just to match, even if it kind of sounds weird. So change all these. And this will now be income ID. That's singular. Yeah, to keep it consistent. It's all about consistency. Okay, cannot find create scope. Yes, so we need to do this one. We can copy one for one, which is great. And this will be income. And something too, technically, that I need to build as well is we need to have users, because right now technically this could work for like me, myself, and I, because I'm fetching everything from the database. We are not doing authentication whatsoever yet, but we're getting close. Which is scary. Okay, let's do create. Let income. Oh no. We have an income object. Oh my gosh, come on, copy, paste. This is income.save and return income. So we can actually comment this out and test just this part. What is even in our income object? I don't even remember. There's a lot. Yeah, we have a lot of things. But we should be able to run this now. Create a new called incomes and add new income object. Let's see, what properties do we need? We need a lot of properties. Yep, this will be a post. Okay, so we need a category ID. Let's look at categories. Let's do that. So we have category ID is that. Oh no, we are gonna have to create the whole object, or pass the whole object, I think. Like we did for this one. I should probably change that as well. Let's make a note of that. I should probably change that so I don't have to send the whole category object, just the ID property of this. But would we have the whole object if we're in the iOS app? Because we would have loaded it. Maybe. We'll keep it how it is for right now. So here's our category object. Let's keep that one open. So we have a category that we are sending. Right here, we need account. We have category, we have account. Oh, what is the way to... I'm like trying to click Control Alt to re-indent. Oh gosh. How do I properly indent this? Beautify. Is that... There we go. Beautify it. Okay, we have income. We have category. We have account. Description. Yes. The first paycheck will be our description. Invoice number. Let's just not include that at the moment. Invoice date. Or we can do it. Is invoice number? It is a string. Yes, I made invoice number a string because sometimes people will put letters in their invoices as opposed to, like, I'll just put MC01. Hey Jared, good luck. Off to film some of my own stuff now. Ooh, have fun. Love your new setup and how it's all going. Good luck. I have a bunch of editing I need to do. And I will maybe get to that, but I'm not sure. I may also stream later today, so stay tuned, but I don't know if that's happening or not yet. But now that I've said it, maybe it will happen. But good luck. Have fun. Okay. This has been a very productive hour and a half, and we are not going to finish this. We might finish the first one, or the second one. Okay, we have invoice number, invoice date. Let's do that. Let's copy a date. Yeah, because your date always has to be in a proper format, otherwise you have a bunch of issues, and I think we've already faced that. Let's call the invoice date the 20th. Date paid. Let's say date paid was today. Amount, that is the big number that we want to know. Amount. And we are doing amount where we are doing an integer for the amount, and then we are using the currency, and that's how we're going to figure out the decimals. Not 100% sure how I'm going to do that with other, what do you call that? Other currencies, but like for USD, it's basically just dividing by 100. So let's say we made $2,000. So 2,000, add 2 more zeros. That's what it'll look like. Amount and currency. We are doing USD because that's what I use. And that's it. Okay, awesome. So we have our income controller. We should be able to do create and fetch with a GET request. So if we hit post, true, not found. What was not found? Incomes get post 404. The only way to return a 404 would have been, is this running? Yeah, it ran. I saw it there. Incomes. If we hit send, decode income, save. Why is this failing? Oh, did we change anything? Categories. We have this category. I think that's all right. Name is an expense and is archived is false. Oh, category type is expense. Oh, yeah, this, I think it needs to be category type. That was an issue. Okay, may not have been the full issue. Okay, let's check account, make sure that one's right. Accounts. Does not matter which one we use. We have the checking account one. E75, that looks right. How are we getting a not found on a post request? Let's do, are we doing a post? Is this the post? What is this one? Yeah, this is the post. Create income, save. Are we not decoding? Okay, let's put a breakpoint here. So if we run this, we'll hit our breakpoint and we're not even hitting the breakpoint. I know why. So we have created our income controller, but we did not add it to the routes that we have. So technically the incomes route doesn't exist, and that's probably why we get a 404. Try app.register collection is our income controller. And it's called a collection because this inherits from route collection. Or that was expense, but yeah, same thing. So we can get rid of that, stop, and run it again. If we hit send, there we go. Look at that. So we have a new income created, and if we now do a GET request for this same endpoint with no parameters, we get back our one income record, and if we look at income, there it is. So exciting. It worked. And we did not include something, I think, right? We did not include... No, I think we did include everything. Invoice date, yeah, date paid, invoice number. Awesome. Look at that, it's so pretty. We have two of these routes working. So let's commit this. We have income controller, and yeah. Hit commit. Spelled it right. Oh my gosh. There we go. Create income controller. And post. Look at that. We are cruising along. This is going really well. I feel like this is going better than the last several streams have gone. So if you like this stream, let me know by hitting the like button on this video And I have a buy me a coffee link if anybody is interested in that. Definitely no obligation to, but it's just there if you do want to support this channel, which is super nice of you. And if you buy me a coffee while I am live, I get an alert about it, which I try to make bigger so I can see it from like back here rather than having to like get all up in the camera every time. So you can do that if you want, but definitely you do not have to, but it's there if you want. And awesome. This is so exciting. It's all working. It's all coming together. How much do we have left? We still have a lot of things. We have create and read done. So that's right here. This is our not expense tracker. This is the issue tracker, which is an app called Linear, which I really, really like. And yeah, it's super nice. So we are doing those two. Now we need to do update and delete. Okay. Let's save this one. Call it. What do we call the other one? We called it get. Or actually, we can still. Let's try that. Let's just call it income, and then it says get anyways right there. Let's do that. Or we'll keep create expense like that. But like get expenses, we don't need to write get twice. Let's just do. There, look at that. Delete. And we'll keep with this. Okay, super nice. We'll need the get. Let's delete that one, or close it. Let's do delete first, because it is easier. So let's go back over here. Copy our delete function, and we'll do update and delete. So instead of expense, we have income, and we are using income ID. That's income, and that's it. I've just sneezed. Oh, excuse me. Okay, here we go. So if we just run this one should immediately work. Click OK. We have that. We just need to change this to delete. And we just need to pass the ID in the URL. So we have income. If we copy that, paste that there. We are up and running. Hit send. 200 OK. That means it's good. So if we look at our database and refresh, it is gone. Well, that was easy. We've done all of them now. Now we have to write the update, which the update takes a lot longer to write. Because this was with only, what, 5? 1, 2, 3, 4... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 5 properties, and income has way more properties that we can change. So let's copy our update function. Go back over here, and let's put it in the same spot. Uncomment that, and that means we're using our update function, and we want to now use income, not expense. We need a patch income, so that means we need a new patch income object. And everything is broken. So let's first make our patch income object. There we go, patch income. This has really been a great stream. I feel like I'm doing so much. Patch income, and this needs to be codable. Okay, so what do we want to be able to do? Let's look at the income object. Let's bring it side by side. Make this bigger for right now. Okay, when we can Okay, choking on my water. Okay, income object. We will need an ID. And what can they update? They can update the category. Let category ID. This will be a UUID. That is optional. We also need account ID. And these are all optional like we were doing last time, because you can only, or the only values we need to send are the ones that we want to change. So if it's optional, we only need to send what we want, as opposed to sending everything. Description. Let's do description, which is an optional string. Let invoice number, which is also an optional string, which is an optional date. Date paid. Yeah, we could change that. Did I copy that one? Yeah, date paid is an optional date. Let amount, which is an optional int. And we are not letting people change currency right now. Okay, so we have our patch income object. Now, I'm gonna open that one on the side. There we go. Now we need to use it. So we have income as the object. We want to find an income object based on our patch income ID. Otherwise we throw. And let's go down the line again. So we have category ID. This is patch income category ID. So this is, oh, I could have just made this way easier. But oh well, we are halfway down here. So category. Okay, we have category ID. We did that one. Now let's do, oh my gosh, I literally could have kept both of these and just changed like a one word. Check and make sure everything's still kind of working. Awesome, looks like it is. Okay, now this one is account ID. We kind of used patch income, account ID. Want to income.account.id is equal to account ID. Okay, now description. We have description. Okay. That's patch income, and this will be income. Okay, we're gonna keep this in order. Description. Invoice number is equal to patch income dot why is invoice number not coming up? Okay, let's just we want to return. This is income that we want to save. Okay, let's just comment that one out, and this should build, and maybe that'll like not freak out these errors as much. Patch income dot invoice number. Did I spell it wrong? Is that what just happened? No, that looks right. Okay. Oh, this. There we go. Patch income. That looks good. Now if we build. Okay, awesome. Invoice number. Now invoice date. We are going to copy this one. Invoice date. Invoice date. Invoice date. Okay, date paid. Actually, we're still doing amount as well. So if let amount, this is patch income dot amount, and this is not invoice income. And we're almost there. We just need this last one. We have date paid. Date paid income. Date paid. Ooh, let's run it. Look how fast that is when we know what we're doing. As opposed to when we do not. Okay, we got all those. Let's make that a little bit smaller for right now. Now let's save this one as, what is this income? It was delete income, and now we are doing a patch. We are doing an update. And the body, we only need to now pass JSON. Do we have anything in income right now? Whoa, don't know what I clicked. Don't think we do. Okay, so we need to create a new one. Let's just hit send on this one again. So now if we refresh this, we have our one line, but we could have also seen it because of the GET request. There it is. I have to sneeze again. Excuse me. Okay, we need the ID property. So ID of our income object is that. And we just need the properties that we want to update. Thank you. Thanks, Casper. The properties we want to update, let's just do one at a time, or add one at a time. Let's do category ID. Actually, do we have more than one category? We have categories. No, let's not do that one. Let's do description, because that's easy. So we have description. We called it right now, I think it's like first paycheck. Let's do the first paycheck. Let's say, let's call it payday. So if we send this, we got back 200, which is good. Looks like it worked. And we also got back the whole object, and it says payday right here. If we go in here and refresh, there, now it says payday. Awesome. We can change amount. Let's change that to, let's say instead of what, 200,000, we accidentally typed more zeros than we needed. So let's say it's only 2,000. Hit send. Refresh this again. Now it's only 2,000, and we can also tell because we get the object back here. And we know that because we do it right here. We say update and then return the object back. It's beautiful. It's all working. Let's like kind of assume that the rest of them are gonna work rather than test every single one, because they're all written the exact same way, so they should work. So like if we, let's try one more. Date paid. Where is a date? Date paid. Let's change 20 to 25. Hit send. Date paid. Oh no, did that one not do it? It did not. Ooh, did we still get a 200 back? Hang on. We did still get a 200 back. Oh, the reason we got a 200 back was because we typed this wrong. This is dat, not date. But if we look at this, we have the proper ID, so we were still able to find it. Everything else technically didn't matter because this is not actually an object, so when we updated, actually nothing changed, and that's why we still got back the right thing. That could maybe be a bug. So we got back 200, and we can see now that changed. So basically what we could do is like ensure that the object we get back is the same one that we sent, or matches the same properties that we sent. That could sort of prevent that from happening if for some reason we typed something wrong. We'll just keep it for now though. Let's save this as save that. But there we go. Look at that. Maybe we'll quit on a good note like this. So we did update and delete. All of that works. Let's commit. Git commit. Income DTO. And make update and delete work. There we go. That was super quick. Change that to done. What do we have left? I think I saw one. Where's the filter button? Filter. It's filter not by status, but we want to filter by label vapor. We only have one. Deployment. We are not going to do that this stream because we do not have time for that. But we also may not deploy it to Heroku anymore. And I need to figure out where we want to do that. But it looks like we basically built all the objects on the back end. Like, or not all the objects, but we've built all of the API endpoints, right? Let's look at that. Let's do check. Copy that. We did all of these, so technically I am tracking this in like 2 different things, but that's okay. Left align them. Okay, we had monthly income, yearly income. We've not built these, and we probably, I think, won't at the moment. Did I write those? Yeah, I didn't even put them in here, so we'll get back to those. Let's write them down though. We have monthly and yearly income. But yeah, we wanted to do that like that instead. So let's call that, we might change what the name of these are too. Because I wanted to split it initially into monthly income and yearly income / the year. And then that's what the object would look like coming back. But actually somebody else just said we should just use income and then tack on monthly or yearly. And we only need one endpoint for that. So let's create an object, monthly income endpoint, to fetch the income aggregated. That's the right word, right? Whole form combining, yeah. This is a vapor thing. Let's make that a large though, because that requires math. And it will be / it could be /income /monthly /2022, or it could be like that. Yeah, I definitely don't want to do that. And then month name amount for all 12 months, yeah. And let's say result. And this is what the result could look like. Actually, we'll paste that right there. That's what's super nice about this application, Linear, is that like it's made for programming too. So like we can just throw this in like and it looks like code, which is awesome. And month name amount for all 12 months, yeah. So let's just add a ... for the rest of them, and month name and amount. Something like that, yeah. Create issue, there we go. So that exists now. Okay, I think, is that really it? Did we really finish the backend? I'm gonna have to rename this video Finish Vapor API. because technically everything is done except for the authentication. The authentication is definitely not there yet, and let's make that a task. Authentication for Vapor API, because we will definitely have to change what we're doing for that, and that is a fun feature of Vapor. That is going to be a big task. And let's also make sure it says like users can only access their own data. There we go. Oh, I don't need a assignee on there because all the assignees are me. Okay, cool. There we go. Green checks across the board. For real though, like I didn't know that that's all we had left. I'm gonna have to rename this video like Finish Vapor API. But there we go. Let's disconnect from here and then we will do our recap. So close that. And yeah, so here is the recap. So what we did today was we finished the basic part of the Vapor API. So what we did was fix the expense controller because we were not eagerly loading, and we still actually aren't, but we weren't using the right syntax was what was happening. So we needed this $sign here, and now we were able to properly update an expense using the expense controller. And then we created another controller for income, and we basically copied the expense one. So that went super quick. We have create, read, update, delete. We have all of those. We have all the ones we need. We created new DTOs, data transfer objects. So these allow us to only transfer or use the properties that we want to change. So if we wanted to fix an expense, but we only wanted to fix the amount, we can use patch expense and only send ID and amount. We don't need to send the other properties because they're optional. So that's super nice. And that's what we did. We pretty much finished the Vapor API. So I have no idea what the next stream will be. It will either be the starting the iOS app, or it's going to be deploying this API. And I'm not sure how to do that yet, so it may be the iOS app. We will see. But that's all we did in this stream today for everyone. So yeah, thank you to everybody who joined. Be sure to like this video because this was a great stream. We were able to fix all of our issues super quick and fix the rest of them, which actually, now that I think about it, we might go back and category controller. We can change how we did this. I'll write that down. There we go. That can be the start of the next stream, is finishing that. So category controller, we could use a DTO, so we can update name and type super quickly and do it differently than I have here. And did we do that for account as well? Yes, so account category, expense income. So yeah, let's do fix category and account controller. Make the update function as the income/expense controllers. Create DTO. Create DTOs. So that can be the start of the next stream, is finishing that, and that'll take like not long at all. So we will make that a small. And I'm going to mark that in progress so it's at the top so we remember that's what we want to do next. But that will be the start of the next stream, is probably just finishing that up, and unless I do it on my own, I'm not sure. But I've been streaming every part of what we're doing, so I'll probably just keep it for the next stream. But there we go, pretty much then our API, Vapor API, is completely done. And we do need to do the authentication, which we will do that literally last. But otherwise though, everything is done and we can start making the iOS app. There we go. So yeah, again, thank you to everybody who joined. Thanks so much to the 2 who bought me a coffee today, 1 or 2. And I appreciate it, and I will see you in the next stream next weekend, or next week. Bye.